Let's talk about Python lists. They're amazing, but let's be honest, they're rarely set in stone. You're always needing to update them. So today, we're going to build your go-to toolkit for one of the most important skills you'll need, changing the items inside a list. Let's dive right in.
So you've got your data all nice and organized in a list, but data is alive. It changes. You constantly need to tweak a value here, add something new there, or maybe get rid of something old. Well, this explainer is going to give you the exact tools you need to handle all of that super easily and efficiently.
All right, let's kick things off with the absolute foundation, how to change just one single item. But before we even write a line of code, we have to get on the same page as Python and understand one crucial concept about how it looks at lists.
And that concept is zero-based indexing. Now, this is the classic thing that trips up almost everyone when they're starting out, so let's really lock this in. In Python, you always start counting from 0. Not 1, 0. The first item is at index 0, the second is at 1, you get the idea. Getting this down is absolutely key to making sure you always change the right item.
Let's see it in action. It's actually super simple. On the left, we've got our list of fruits. Now, say we want to change banana. So, following our rule, apple is at index 0, which means banana must be at index 1. The code in the middle does exactly that. This list 1 targets that spot, and we just assign it a new value. And bam, on the right, you see the result. It's really that straightforward.
Okay, changing one item is great, but what if you need to change more than one? What if you need to update a whole chunk of the list? Well, this is where Python lists get really powerful. You can modify a whole range at once using something called slicing. Let's check it out.
So when you use a slice to change a part of a list, there are basically 3 different outcomes. You can do a simple one-to-one swap, take out 2 items, put 2 new ones in, or, and this is where it gets super interesting, you can actually make the list grow by replacing a range with more items, or you can make the list shrink by replacing it with fewer items. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Changing the list's length just like that? It might seem a little weird, maybe even like a bug, but trust me, it's one of the most powerful and flexible features of Python lists. Let me show you exactly what I mean.
Okay, let's break this down side by side. In the top example, we're targeting the range 1, 2. Remember, that's just the item at index 1, banana. But look what we're replacing it with, a list of 2 new fruits. And just like that, the list automatically makes room for both of them. Now look at the bottom. We're targeting the range 1, 3, which is banana and cherry, but we're replacing them with just 1 new item. And as a result, the list just shrinks to fit.
So let's really focus on that first example. We started with a list of 3 fruits, right? By replacing that one item with 2 new ones, we ended up with a list containing 4 total items. That one simple move changed the whole structure of our list, making it bigger. That's the power of slicing. Imagine you have a list of players in a game. This is how you could add new players right into the middle of the action. And now for the flip side. In our second example, we started with 3 items, but by replacing 2 of them with just a single new one, our list shrank down to only 2 items. Being able to expand and shrink a list on the fly like this, without calling a bunch of complicated functions, is what makes them so incredibly flexible. This is perfect for something like a shopping cart, right? Where a user might remove a bunch of items all at once.
So everything we've done so far has been about replacing something or overwriting data. But what if you don't want to destroy what's already there? What if you just want to gently slide a new item in between 2 existing ones? Well, for that, we need a totally different tool.
And that tool is the .insert method. You gotta love when the name tells you exactly what it does, right? Its whole job is to insert a new element at a spot you choose, and it carefully makes space without destroying anything. It's the non-destructive, polite way to add to your list.
And here's how it works. The insert method just needs 2 pieces of information. First, the index where you want the new item to go, and second, the item itself. So insert to watermelon is just us telling Python, hey, go to index position 2, and right there, add watermelon. And as you can see, nothing gets replaced. Cherry, which used to be at index 2, just gets nudged over to index 3 to make some room.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second and put all this together. We've just built a really powerful toolkit with 3 totally distinct ways to modify the items in a Python list. So here it is, your new toolkit. If you need a simple, quick swap for just one item, you're going to use direct assignment. If you need to perform major surgery,
Changing a whole section or even growing or shrinking the list, that's a job for range operations with slicing. And finally, if you need to politely add something new without deleting anything, you'll reach for the insert method. Each one is the perfect tool for a specific job.
And seriously, mastering these techniques is a total game changer. Once you're comfortable with all three, you can handle data with so much more confidence, and you can start building programs that are way more dynamic and able to adapt to new information on the fly.
So there you have it, your essential guide to modifying Python lists. The real question now isn't how to do it, it's what are you going to do with it? With all this new power and flexibility, what will you build next? Thanks so much for watching.